solid white, chunk light, or chunk white. Took me a few times to say that all. But we're also going to try Star-Kissed versus Bumblebee. Everything is in water. Title said it all. What tuna is best? So I'm hungry. It's dinner time. I'm going to try some tuna. The three options of the solid white, chunk light, chunk white. And we're also going to compare the Star-Kissed brand. Now all of these are in water. I don't really like the in oil, but you might prefer that. So this is where we're going to start things. One key distinction I forgot to make was the Bumblebee solid white albacore tuna is also the wild caught. And we've got the Star-Kissed, again all in water. The Bumblebee, both solid white albacore. These are the chunk light tuna and the white albacore in water. So here's a kind of just a look. I haven't drained anything yet. This one is the chunk light, and these two are the solid white. So, got a screenshot of everything. I would say of the bunch, I mean this looks fairly orange, kind of neutral, and then kind of like a pale light brown, and then just a kind of mishmash. Almost looks like a mixture of everything. So definitely, as it would imply, the solid white is the largest pieces of tuna. The chunk is just that. It's kind of a shredded up piece of that. Also the chunk white, same thing. So between the solid white, I'd definitely give the edge to Bumblebee. It may just be the packaging. For me right now, the hardest part is not just wanting to eat all this. So we've got the solid white in both the Star-Kissed and Bumblebee, the chunk light, and then the chunk white. There is the 4 different sets of tuna. I'm going to try to get them all in the same view, because then I zoom in, the color, here I'll show you what I mean. Take a closer look here. The color might change on you, but get an idea for texture and consistency. That again is the chunk light. This is the solid white, and then the Star-Kissed solid white. Okay, we're going to start eating some tuna. I'm actually going to eat it in the least expensive to the most expensive. So we're going to try some chunk light tuna. Pretty accustomed to taste, very strong in flavor. Maybe not everyone likes the taste of tuna, so maybe good or bad, but strong presence of flavor. So we'll go to the chunk white tuna. Just right away, more of almost as if you ate flounder versus salmon, distinct flavors. We'll go from the chunk light to the chunk white. Definitely sense a lighter taste, more of just a casual fish flavor, not as direct of a flavor if you said tuna. So albacore has a more neutral flavor, not as potent. So we'll go to the solid white, mainly the texture, see what the difference is like. Same flavor. Now this one is wild caught, and it's less fishy tasting, almost as if there's less and less flavor from the first 2 that I tried. Let's go now to the Star-Kissed. To my knowledge, was not wild caught, but was the most expensive of the bunch. It's weird, all 4 have a different taste. I'm not sure I like it as much as the wild caught. It's back to a more fishy flavor. In my opinion, texture is the same between the Star-Kissed and Bumblebee, but the flavor is not quite the same. I actually prefer the wild caught a little bit better, only because the flavor wasn't as pungent. And I'm not a big fan of fish, don't eat it too often. Tuna is about my biggest meal source for fish, just because of convenience. How would I rank these? Well, I actually would put the second most expensive as the best, being the Bumblebee solid white. The Star-Kissed solid white is a close second. The chunk white as a third, and a chunk light at the bottom. Now that said, I will still not be changing how I buy these, in that the chunk light is not significantly, but a marginally less expensive tuna, and the volume of tuna that I eat when I do dry weight 9-ounce cans, I'll eat 12 ounces in a meal probably. So a week or 2 buying that, it's a free can of tuna at the end of those couple weeks. Hopefully that helps. Maybe you learned something, maybe you didn't. I've been snacking here a little bit more before I prepare it. I'm going to bump this to the bottom and make this 3rd place, just because maybe I'm just used to this flavor. Could be it. Jumping from the chunk white to the solid white. Solid white is very neutral in flavor. The chunk white kind of brings back that salty taste. Going from the Bumblebee to the Star-Kissed, it does have a different taste. This is almost less flavor overall. This has more of a fishy flavor, whether it be good or bad. They're both good. I still think I prefer that the most, and just the overall flavor of the Ford. And then this being third place, fourth place, first place, second place. All right, just want to clarify. Now it's really time to eat.